Everybody's always asking, here's a question, where do our presidential candidates stand on real estate? So this is obviously a huge topic, and I don't know. This may change your mind and with who you may vote for. I know it's kind of shaping the way I'm going to vote. Obviously,
I think it would definitely sway my opinion as well.
It's important.
I need to make sure that the wheel keeps on turning.
Even if you're a renter, okay, this isn't only for homeowners. Even if you're a renter, you're going to want to make sure that you're voting for the right person, because if you put the wrong person in office, your rent's going to go through the roof. And your job, with all these quote unquote tax cuts and or with all these increased taxes, it's a vicious circle. All these different things compound to other things. It could make or break you. Okay, so we need something that's going to benefit everybody, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at this. Okay. So, and by the way, some positive news here. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or a socialist. Either way, none of these guys and girls are going to mess with the interest deduction as of right now. Okay, and the interest deduction on a mortgage is huge, right,
Yeah,
Ted?
no question. That would be a critical blow to the economy, I would imagine.
That would hurt.
Yeah,
bad.
no question. Not a good thing.
Thousands and thousands of dollars a year, because the interest is front loaded on your mortgage. You get to write
There's always
off.
talk about it, though. I mean, you hear it, year after year. There's little, discussions about
they try, but
taking it away. That would be such a big mistake.
They can't, So Bernie Sanders. Okay, listen, guys. The only burn aspiring homeowners and current homeowners are going to feel is the hole in their wallet. Okay, socialism does not work. It just doesn't work. And I'm not trying to get political here, but it's never worked anywhere. And if you think it has, show me, tell me. I'm not a historian, okay? I'm a real estate expert, but at the same time, I always did very well in history, by the way. But at the same time, I don't know of one instance where socialism has worked. Do you?
Yeah, no. I don't know.
Look
back
we're
at history.
capitalists.
Yeah.
Look, if we're not feeding businesses and throwing, a ladder down for people to climb up and work their way up, like my grandparents have, like your parents, like your grandparents have, then we're all going to get complacent. I don't agree with the whole handout. Everybody
the entitlement, society.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all equal. I don't care what age, what race. I don't care what it is. Okay. I and everybody else I know was brought up to believe we're all equal. We all work together, okay, for the common cause of America. You do what's right. You go to work every morning. You work hard. You don't expect anything for free. And if you expect something for free, I don't know where you got that mindset from. I can't tell you that I was raised that way, but I get worked up over this.
Yeah, I know.
But again, I don't want to get political here, but all right. So anyways, across the board, Americans will be shelling out an extra 2.2% in federal tax. Okay, and that's just for starters, okay? Because if Bernie is elected, he will continue to scare businesses away with an increased 6.2% on payroll tax. That's nuts. I mean, businesses are already paying 15.1% on payroll tax.
We're getting squeezed already.
Squeezed.
Right?
It's bad, okay? So what happens there? More jobless, more people sucking off the system. Now we're, businesses running away.
It's an endless cycle.
Taxes through the roof. No good. No bueno. Not good. I gotta move on. I'm very worked up over this. Okay. Anyway, so Hillary Clinton, okay, our former disappointment of a Secretary of State, says she will unveil a plan to help aspiring low-income homeowners with a $25 billion housing investment program. While many uneducated realtors out there are salivating over this, they are not understanding all the implications that may come from this, okay? So Hill has a plan that will match time low-income home buyers making less than the median amount of income for their area with a $10,000 down payment. So where is she getting this money? Well, look, people are like,
from us.
Well, no, actually, no, you would think so, right?
Yeah.
She will get it from us one way or another.
Right,
but this is coming from the financial institutions that are lending to people. Now, look, it doesn't take a brainiac to know that businesses need a certain amount of profit to hire people and to flourish and to grow. Now, when you are taxing these folks even more than these business owners are getting slammed with taxes. That's why
They're
so many of
taking
them are moving overseas.
Sure.
Look at Ford. I mean, it's nuts. They're all over the place. They're leaving the country. Jobs are being lost. More people on the system. I think that's the approach that some of these people are going for. But anyways, what's going to happen is they're going to start slamming us with more fees and higher interest rates. With that said, when you start throwing in systems like that, okay? So I think that the idea is not bad, Hillary. I don't think that the idea is bad, but I think there's better ways of going about and doing it instead of, eventually we're going to get hit with that. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot more I want to talk about on the subject. I can't fit it all in. Donald Trump, okay? So, look, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump fan, okay? I'm not a fan of any of these presidential candidates. But by far, he's got the best plan here for real estate. Obviously, as a real estate investor, okay, he's heavily involved. He understands the industry, and he's a businessman, okay? He's not a politician. That's why I like him. I don't like everything he says. I think he should put his sock in his mouth sometimes and calm down. But at the same time, I think he's got what it takes.
Yeah, I think he'd probably be the right candidate for this market. But of course, he's a double-edged sword with some of the things that he says that come out of his mouth.
He's got to relax. He's got to get a little bit more polished. But I'd rather see him than anybody else in office. And look, we're all entitled to our own opinions. But anyways, look, love him or hate him. Again, he does make the most sense. He wants to do for Americans. This is great for low-income Americans. $25,000 or less, you're not going to get taxed on income tax.
Right.
Anybody between $25,000 and $50,000, 10% tax. Okay. So what do you think that does? What that does is that allows more and more folks to save up their money, save up that down payment. They could take advantage of the 100% housing loans, like Rhode Island Housing and all those other great programs, right? And they can jump into the housing market.
Spend the money where they should.
The average middle-class American making, the average household making $85,000, which sounds like a lot. It's really not. It's $42,500 each person in that household, okay, is going to save $5,000 a year in taxes right off the bat with him. He's going to make things more of a business-friendly area. People are going to get paid more, believe it or not, because businesses are going to be able to take in. We're going to have more jobs here. I believe that's what it's going to take. Ted Cruz, on the other hand, he would like to cut the 15.3% payroll tax for Social Security and Medicare, take it completely out. Sounds great, right? But you may want to rethink that because Cruz is he's anticipating that he's going to charge employers a 16% tax on payroll and profit. So what do you think is going to happen? That's going to get handed down to the employees and less money for them for housing.
Make it less profitable for us to hire more people to fuel the economy.
So they're gonna save maybe right up front with his taxes, and but eventually they're gonna get smashed on the other end of things. And then we have John Kasich. Now, Mr. Kasich hasn't released a plan yet that shows any negative or positive solutions for home buyers and homeowners. I'm surprised he's still in the race. I really don't see much about him. I don't know much about him, as I'm sure many Americans kind of feel the same way. But hey, whatever. God bless all these candidates for having the kahunas to run, and I don't wish them all the same luck. I mean, I'd love to stay away from socialism. I think that would be a downfall of our country, a continued downfall of our country, and I think that the best thing we need to do is hire somebody that understands business and capitalism and is going to fight for the overall best interests of all Americans.